This is CBC News.
The headlines for tonight. A coup attempt is occurring in Kovra, with diplomatic contact between the Channig embassy being cut for a few hours. Mass arrests are also spotted by other foreign media. The Atayanian Council calls an urgent meeting to discuss the action to be taken due to the sudden coup taking place in Kovra. And the Channig and Welling militaries are put on high alert, as concerns over the coup rises and what the result of the coup will be.
This is CBC Evening News with Michael Howell and Bella Montimo.
We have a special news story for tonight. As Kovra grips with a coup, we have Hector Elliott in Nyasma City, on the three major island chain of Kovra. Desmond Collins is in Hevlen City, where the Atayanian Commission emergency meeting is commencing. And Sarah Fer in Magrusk City, the capital of Kovra. Reports are coming in from Kovra, but the information is still scarce. Contact with the Channig embassy was also cut for a few hours, and even now that the connection for communications is restored, the connection is still unstable. However, as internet connection, telephone lines and television cables are still down in Kovra as of this time. We have Sarah Fer in Magrusk, situated in the Channig embassy, for further reports.
Yes, Michael. The situation here in the Channig embassy is tense. The staffers here were told to stay away from windows, and the embassy guards are preparing for a possible siege. Michael, we have been unable to go outside, however, as the embassy security did not allow us from leaving the premises of the compound. But what we were able to gather from people here and the few politicians we've spoken to, is that the atmosphere here is uncertain, with people here in Magrusk reportedly hoarding food and other essential goods. Kovran staffers that work for the embassy are also taking refuge here in the embassy. We talked to the ambassador a while ago and he said that he is still waiting for answers from Marlin Tonet.
Sarah, we were getting reports that some foreigners are being barred from leaving the country. How are the security forces reacting to foreigners?
Yes, Michael, we also received reports that some security forces are stopping foreigners from leaving, while others said that the security forces they encountered did not stop them as they left. It seems that leaving for foreigners really depends, Michael, on the security forces that people will encounter. We also heard from the embassy staff who were outside a while ago that Channig and Welling citizens in particular seem to be targets by some Kovran citizens, but these reports are still unconfirmed as of now. Advised to stay put in their homes, or anywhere they can shelter, and the Channig embassy has also given notification that Welling citizens and other citizens of Atta should find a safe place to shelter, Michael.
Thank you, Sarah. We will keep reporting about the situation right now, in Kovra.
Reports of mass arrests are also filtering in from Kovra. Foreign media also seem to be not exempt from the security forces of Kovra. Our CBC News crew has also had an encounter with Kovran security forces. We have Hector Elliott in Nyasma City. Hector, how is the situation there?
Bella, we have been here for only a few hours, but so far the police have been rather aggressive, even with foreign journalists. Our crew has been out in Nyasma City. This stall is still selling newspapers and snacks. We asked him what he thinks of the current situation.
Ситуация.
The situation? Well, I really don't know what is going on. I just try to make a living.
While we were interviewing another citizen, the local police and military were trying to stop us from filming. Throughout the day, other foreign media and journalists were being prevented from filming the situation in the streets. We met up with older news crew from Wellington, and they have also told us that they are also being stopped from filming by the military. We tried to reach out for the mayor of Nyasma, but the phone lines and internet are down. Bella, the situation here in Nyasma, like in other parts of Kovra, are still uncertain. The situation here is also becoming quite dangerous for us foreign media to be here, and some news crews are already going to their respective embassies and consulates.
Hector, we got reports that some radio stations are being used by certain groups, And they have been reportedly saying on air that, quote, resist the fascists. Are those stations still up, Hector?
Bella, the radio stations you are talking about are mostly still on air, and have seemed to keep people hopeful. We have very little information about the affiliations of the groups, however, as information coming from the Kovran government is still scarce. Also, Bella, a thing reminiscent of the August coup in 1991 in the Soviet Union, is the playing of Swan Lake on Kovran state television.
Well, thank you, Hector. Now we have Desmond Collins in the Thrice Islands. Desmond, what have been the reactions so far from the Atayanian Commission?
Bella, President Nigel, arrived in Hebron just a few hours ago. The discussions between the Atayanian leaders are taking place as we speak, however details are still scarce as of this time. What we know so far from what the aides of the leaders are telling us, is that the Atayanian Commission condemns the actions of the coup plotters. Atayanian leaders have flown into Hebron, Thrice Islands for an emergency meeting regarding the coup in Kovra. Out of the 16 member states, only 12 out of the 16 showed with Vice President Jefferson representing Landava on President Klovinski's behalf. Dave Mark President Garin will represent Dave Mark on Prime Minister Irina's behalf, Secretary of State Bell will represent Regia, while Kahano will be represented by its appointed senator as the country since March, is under a union with Wellington. Desmond Collins, Hebron, CBC News.
Breaking news. The Chanig and Welling militaries have mobilized. We are seeing rapid developments here. Reports of Chanig and Welling military aircraft departing only minutes ago. We have tried to contact the Secretary of Defense for comments, however they have refused any requests for an interview.
Naval elements of Rizia and Zukoro have also set sail from their home ports and their air forces, according to the Atayanian Commission President. We will continue to cover the coup in Kovra as it happens, in our special story.
We are here to give news and information.
To amuse, and to help the nation. This is CBC Evening News. Have a wonderful evening.